This is part 4 of set 1. What is our goal? Of course, to top the board exam. Let's continue. Number 76. Values education's goal is the development of a fully functioning individual. Which of the following is least committed to this goal? A. Contribute to the promotion and preservation of cultural heritage. Aspire for the attainment of personal progress and ambitions. Set up structures for sustainable development. Build a just and humane society. What is your answer, teacher? The answer here is absolutely option B. Values education is least committed to option B because it is something that individual learner should be committed to. 76 option B. 77. Nationalism and globalism is least demonstrated by principle of laissez-faire, sense of common history and national pride, global solidarity and peace, collective commitment to national renewal. What is your answer, teacher? Options B, C, and D, they all demonstrate nationalism and globalism. Option A is the answer. Nationalism and globalism is least demonstrated by laissez-faire. Laissez-faire is, or in economics, is a free trade, free enterprise, which means that the government does not interfere in the natural flow of the free market. So 77, option A. 78. Values education is premised on the philosophy that the human person is of incalculable value. This means that every person has limitless potentials and that he or she is born to actualize himself or herself. The human person has a spirit that never dies. The human person's mind can infinitely think of anything beyond imagination. There is no price that commensurates a person's life and dignity. Incalculable value, ibig sabihin walang katumbas na halaga. So the answer here is very good. Letter D, 78, option D. If our value is incalculable, it means there is no price that commensurates our life and dignity. Hindi mababayaran kasi walang halaga. Walang katumbas na halaga. That's what we mean. Okie. Number 79. The human person demonstrates his or her being social by living in isolation to attain inner peace, moving from one place to another until he or she finds peace and happiness, interacting physically, intellectually, morally, and spiritually with others. And letter D, relating with others through effective communication. What's your answer, teacher? The answer here is very good. Good job. Option C. It sounds like Centrum. It's complete. We interact physically, intellectually, morally, and spiritually with others. 79 is option C. Which of the strategy below does not lead to development of honesty? Showing the value of work and wise use of resources. Asking for official receipts in business transactions. Fighting for truth, for example, against social justice. Joining a rally on salary increase. Which one? So, your answer is? The answer here is option D. Options A, B, and C can lead to development of honesty. 80 is option D. Next number. Filipino lack of reflective attitude or self-analysis is reinforced by A. Being active in advocacy activities. Understanding the rationale behind the school activity, taking a neutral stance in a social issue, or knowing one's goals in life. What's your answer, teacher? Lack of reflective attitude or self-analysis. This is one of our Filipino weaknesses at ito ay lalong pinapalala ng option what? Option C. Kapag neutral, di ba? walang pinapanigan sa social issue, parang walang pananindigan, lumalabas na walang pakialam. Bakit? Kasi kulang nga sa pagninilay-nilay sa mga isyong panlipunan na maaaring makaapekto sa sarili. Napakaraming ganyan sa atin. Pag tiningnan mo ang option A, ang pagiging active sa advocacy or advocacy activities ay nagre-reinforce ng kamalayan sa mga isyong panlipunan. Sa option B, malamang, pag naintindihan natin ang rasyonal sa likod ng mga social activity, nagre-reinforce ito ng better understanding and appreciation of the activity. Sa option D, knowing our goals reinforces a reflective attitude and self-analysis. Diba? Paano mo naman malalaman yung goals and objectives mo sa buhay kung hindi ka naman nag-reflect and do something to analyze, to self-analyze, self-analysis. So answer here is option C. 81, option C. 82. Pamathalaan. Pamathalaan, a native Filipino philosophy of good governance, is coined from the words meaning, pamagat ng halalan, pamana ng lahi mula kay Bathala, pamamahala kasama si Bathala, pamagat ng pamahalaan. What's your answer, teacher? Number 82. The answer here is option C. Pamamahala kasama si Bathala, si Lord. This was first used by Consolacion Alara. Take note of the name. Consolacion Alara in her PhD paper. Pamathalaan is the heart. It's at the heart of MRP, Moral Recovery Program. 82 is C. 83. Bayanihan and Balikatan are twin spirits of the Filipino character that demonstrate pakikipagkapwa-tao, kanya-kanya syndrome, ability to survive, hard work, and industry. What's your answer, teacher? That's good. The answer is option A. Pakikipagkapwa-tao. Anong English dito? Paki-comment mo naman sa comment section. Parang I'm not sure kung alam ko ang English nito. Anyway, number 84. What level of value development is a person manifesting if he or she appreciates the role of values in daily life? Organizing, receiving, responding, valuing. What's your answer, teacher? Do you remember the re-revoke, receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterization? Now, in item number 30, if you remember, I already mentioned some verbs related to the taxonomy of affective domain. Let me add some more info here. So allow me to add something more. In receiving, if you still remember the first level, receiving level, students show or demonstrate awareness, willingness to hear, and there is a selected attention. So receiving. For example, listen to teacher quietly. Listen to others with respect. Remember the names of new classmates. Something like that. So additional keywords or verbs are to ask, to choose, describe, follow, to give, hold, identify, locate, to name, point out, to select, to sit, to reply, to use. Okay? In responding level, students demonstrate active participation. They attend and react to a particular stimulus. For example, participate in class discussion, give a presentation, question new concepts or models to fully understand them, know the safety protocols and health protocols and practice them. So those are examples. Additional verbs: to write, tell, select, report, recite, read, present, practice, perform, label, help, greet, discuss, conform, comply, aid, assist, answer. Okay, so those are in the responding level. V. Valuing. In the valuing level, the students usually show the worth or value that they attach to a particular object, person, concept, values, behavior, etc. This can range from simple acceptance to a more complex state of commitment. For example, sensitive towards individual and cultural differences, show the ability to solve problems, propose a plan to social improvement, and follow through with commitment. Demonstrate belief in the scientific method. So that's our examples. Additional verbs: work, study, share, select, report, read, propose, justify, join, invite, initiate, form, follow, explain, differentiate, demonstrate, complete, appreciate. Rerevo. In the organization level, the students organize values into priorities by contrasting different values, resolving conflicts between them, and creating a unique value system. The emphasis here is comparing, relating, and synthesizing values. Additional verbs: recognize. Additional verbs, for example, synthesize, relate, prepare, organize, order, modify, integrate, identify, generalize, formulate, explain, defend, complete, compare, combine, arrange, alter, adhere. So halimbawa, recognize the need for balance between freedom and responsible behavior. Accept one's responsibility for the behavior. Explain the role of communication in solving problems. Create a life plan in harmony with abilities, interests, and beliefs. Prioritize time effectively to meet the needs of the organization, family, and self. Okay, so nabanggit ko na yung mga halimbawa na verbs. Revoke. Sa C, sa characterization level, the students internalize values. They have a value system that control and guide their behavior. The behavior is pervasive, consistent, predictable, and most importantly, the values are shown in their behavior. They manifest already. They are living it out already. For example, show self-reliance when working independently, cooperate in group activities, and display teamwork. Use an objective approach in problem solving. Display a professional commitment to ethical practice on a daily basis. Revise judgment and change behavior in the light of new evidences. Value people for what they are, not how they look. So, mga halimbawa yun ng objectives. Additional verbs: verify, solve, serve, revise, question, qualify, propose, practice, perform, modify, listen, influence, display, discriminate, act, behave, manifest. Okay? So, here, and number 84, the answer here is option. Yes, it's option D, valuing. Sorry, I think that's a lot of notes. Okay, next number. 85. The level of value development shown when an individual is aware of the importance of learning and attends closely to classroom activities. Characterization by value, valuing, responding, receiving. Based on the examples that I gave earlier, previous item. What's your answer here, teacher? Yep, it's option C. He is not only aware, but he also attends closely to classroom activities. Next number. Professor Tilton measured the variable feelings toward drafting women. Grabe na may measure pala ang feeling, no? With the categories strongly agree, indifferent, disagree, and strongly disagree. Professor Tilton was using which level of measurement? Nominal, interval, ratio, ordinal. If you are doing research, you are very aware of this. Sa assessment din, assessment of learning, we studied this. When we say, what's your answer, teacher? When we say nominal, in the nominal stage, kasi apat na levels of measurement. The first one is nominal. So, we calculate the data or no calculation is possible in nominal. So, we use names, labels, or qualities. So no mathematical computations can be made at this level. So number is used just to classify data. For example, religion. So number 1, Christian. Number 2, Muslim. Number 3, Buddhist. Number 4, Taoist. So just for classification. Or sex, halimbawa, male, number 1, female, number 2, and LGBT, number 3, and so on and so forth. Color, for example, red, number 1, black, number 2. So we just use the number to classify the data, just for classification. Yeah. Nominal. Religion, sex, color, gender, etc. Sa ordinal, ang sunod sa nominal ay ordinal. So here, data are arranged in order, but differences between data are not meaningful. Example, small, medium, large, extra large, extra large. Okay. Or kaya first, second, third, fourth, fifth, etc. Okay, sa English proficiency, for example, beginner, intermediate, advanced, something like that. Okay, top cities for halimbawa, top 5 cities in the Philippines. So number 1, Davao City. Number 2, Cebu. Number 3, Iloilo. Number 4, example only. Okay, so top 5 cities. So, in ordinal categories, the data can be ordered but the in-between differences are not meaningful. The next level is interval. So nominal, ordinal, interval. The third level of measurement is interval. The data are arranged in order, but the differences between data entries can be calculated. Sa ordinal, hindi makakalculate. Sa interval, we can calculate the differences. And 0 is not meaningful. It only represents a position in a scale. For example, calendar years or temperature. So the years 2000 and 2005, for example, has 5 years interval. Or this is the same interval in 2015 and 2020. Meron silang tig 5 years na interval. So makakalculate mo ang difference nila. So we can tell the differences between the interval by subtracting and adding. In ratio, which is the fourth level of measurement, it's the same with interval, but the 0 is meaningful. 0 has a meaning. For example, distance, length, age, weight, yung timbang. Now, in item 86, number 86, Professor Tilton was using a Likert scale. Yung categories niya, merong agree, strongly agree, indifferent, disagree, and strongly disagree. This is a Likert scale. Technically, Likert scale is an ordinal scale. However, the results are usually treated as an interval scale. So for that reason, the answer here is option B. So we're gonna answer here option B because the results are treated as interval. 86, option B. 87. Professor Reyes administered a questionnaire containing the following items. Please tell me how you feel about your advisor's teaching style on the following 3 items. Boring, motivating, easy, demanding, critical, uncritical. Professor Reyes was using a semantic differential scale, Thorstone scale, Guttman scale, Likert scale. And what's your answer, teacher? Yep, that's very good. This is a semantic differential scale. We have a separate lecture on development of values education, instructional materials, and assessment tools. So we're gonna discuss all of this in there. Because we also use this when we do research in values education, in the field of values education. Okay? Number 88. The cognitive information processing model of career development stresses that career problem solving is primarily a cognitive process that can be improved through the utilization of a sequential process known as what? TWA, Life Rainbow, CASVE, SSCT. Okay, if you studied HRM, Human Resource Management, probably you have studied this. You have studied this. Maybe you're familiar with this. But anyway, so the option A, TWA, is a theory of work adjustment. It describes the relationship of the individual to his or her work environment. Once again, theory of work adjustment. So this theory points out that work, number one, is conceptualized as an interaction between the individual and a work environment. That work environment requires that certain action be performed and individuals brings skills to perform the task. And then, the environment and individual meet each other's requirements. Halimbawa, skills on the part of the individual and compensation on the part of the workplace or the company for the interaction to be maintained. So originally, this theory was developed by Rene Dawes, George England, and Lloyd Lofquist in 1964 in University of Minnesota. The option B, Life Rainbow, or Life Career Rainbow, was introduced by Donald Super, an American psychologist, in 1980. Life Career Rainbow is a theory that describes career development in terms of life stages and life roles. It's a visual model that reflects a rainbow. That's why it's called Life Rainbow. Life roles starts from child and then it ends to homemaker. If you're interested in this, you can search on Google Life Rainbow Career Theory. Life Career Rainbow Theory. The option C is CASVE. It stands for Communication, Analysis, Synthesis, Valuing, and Execution. This is a cycle or process used as a career decision-making model, which focuses on action-oriented steps detailing what you need to do. So the cognitive information processing, this model was initiated by George Miller, an American psychologist. When applied to career development, this stresses the career problem solving is primarily a cognitive process. So, pinag-iisipan, dapat gamitin ang utak. So, it's a cognitive process that can be improved through the use of CASB cycle because it's like a circle. It starts with communication, then next is analysis, and then synthesis, valuing, execution. Then again, magsimula ulit siya sa communication. So, it's like a cycle of cognitive activity, cognitive process. So, CASB. SSCT stands for Social Cognitive Career Theory. It's a model of career development that outlines how person inputs contextual affordances and socio-cognitive variable. So, ibig sabihin, this theory, social cognitive theory, affect the formation of vocational interests, career goals, and actions. It was developed by Lent, Brown, and Hackett. Okay, so in number 88, the answer here is option C, the CASV. This is the cycle that this item is talking about, a sequential process from communication up to the execution. Paulit-ulit lang siya. Okay? 88 is option C. Number 89, he proposed that values are the single most important element in the career decision-making process. Holland, Brown, Ginsberg, Lent. John Holland, if it's the first time you hear this, he developed the theory of career choice. Theory of career choice. So this theory says that our careers are determined by an interaction between our personality and the environment. And in choosing a career, people prefer jobs where they can be around others who like them. At gusto rin nila. Gusto natin at gusto tayo. So we search for environment that will let us use our skills and abilities and express our attitudes and values while taking on enjoyable problems and roles. Mahirap pero nag-i-enjoy tayo. So yun yung kanyang theory of career choice. Pag pumipili tayo ng career, yung mapapractice natin yung ating skills and values and attitude. At gusto natin yung mga tao. Theory of career choice. Si David Brown, he proposed the value-based career theory. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, this theory emphasizes the central importance of values in career occupational choice. Again, values-based career theory. So, ibig sabihin, values is the most important element in our career decision-making process. So, pag pumipili tayo ng ating trabaho, ang pinakaunang basihan ay ang ating values. Ayon sa theory niya, values-based career theory. Ellie Ginsberg. Yung kanyang theory of vocational guidance, or also known as developmental theory. It tells us that the process of career choice is limited to adolescence and adult stage. Na pag lumampas ka na sa adult stage, nasa late adulthood na, or maybe sa elderly na, wala nang choice. Hindi na sila makapili ng trabaho na gusto nila. Kasi nga, limited na ng age. So, again, sinasabi rin ng kanyang theory, yung theory of vocational guidance ni Ginsberg, na due to crisis and many other reasons, so we change our occupations. And then after retirement, people's occupation change. So, Lent is one of the authors of social-cognitive career theory that I mentioned in the previous item. Lent is one of the authors of social-cognitive career theory, together with Brown and Hackett. So the answer here in number 89 is Brown. Option B. Values-based career theory says that our values are the single most important element in career decision-making process. You got it? All right. Breathe in, breathe out. Drink more water. Okay, let's move on. Number 90. Gottfredson theorized that people develop cognitive maps of occupations based on 3 dimensions. Which of the following is not included in these dimensions? A. Masculinity, femininity, or gender of the occupation. Fields of work. Prestige of the occupation. Interests on the occupation. What's your answer, teacher? Si Linda Gottfredson proposed that most people share on understanding of the world of work based upon the sex type, social status, and type of occupation. So, ang tawag niya dito ay cognitive map of occupation. Pinaka-importante yung tatlo, ulitin ko, sex type, that's gender, social status. Ano ba siya? Yung karespeto ba ang trabahong ito? Or mayroon ba siyang prestige? Sikat ba siya? Something like that. Okay, prestige of the occupation. So, A and B ay kasama sa dimension. And number 3 is type of occupation. Field work dito. Ang hindi kasama ay yung option D, interest on the occupation. So, the answer here is option D, interest on the occupation. Again, ang tawag dito ni Gottfredson ay cognitive map of occupation. So, sa isip natin, kinoconsider natin yung tatlo pag pumipili daw ng trabaho. Okay, panghuli na siguro yung, kung just in case na isama natin, siguro panghuli na yung interest sa occupation. Prestige, baka kasama dito yung yung magkanong sweldo. Minsan kasi talaga, number 1 consideration yun. Anyway, that's in the Gottfred's cognitive map of occupation. Number 91. The social cognitive career theory is based on the socio-cognitive theory of Bernardo, Bandura, Brown, or Maurice. So the answer here is social cognitive theory. Kanino to? Very good. It's option B, Albert Bandura. Next number, 92. The theories of career development that were first developed. Developmental, trait and factor, psychodynamic, social learning. Okay, ang pinakauna daw na career theory na na-develop ay ang Ang sagot dito guys ay option B, trait and factor. It was developed by Frank Parsons. He pioneered the career development theory. His trait and factor theory was released in 1900s. After that, many career theories came out. So nagsimula na yung meron ng Rainbow, may Casby, may etc. TWA, and so on. 92 is option B. 93. Which of the following factors best explains the development of maladaptive behavior in the behavioral orientation? A. Trauma in childhood experiences. B. Reinforcement of maladaptive responses. C. Anxiety developed early in life. D. Distortions in the self-concepts. What's your answer, teacher? What is maladaptive behavior? Well, this is a behavior that interferes with our ability to function in daily life or adjust to difficult situations. They are usually disruptive and dangerous. Examples are avoidance, withdrawal, passive aggressiveness, self-harm, anger, substance use, alcohol, droga, yosi, sexual maladaptive behavior, and so on. Options A, C, D can cause maladaptive behavior, A, C, D. But option B helps develop more maladaptive behavior in the behavioral orientation. So the answer here is option B. 93 is option B. 94. The theory that emphasizes the role of unfinished business in the development of maladaptive behavior. Psychoanalytic, Gestalt, Adlerian, existential. The answer here, teacher, is Gestalt. If you are psychology graduate, so I believe that you really know this. So Gestalt theory or Gestalt therapy believes that human nature is based on holism and that people seek to be whole, mabuo, to be productive. So in Gestalt theory or therapy, a counselor or therapist views the person as a whole, both mind and body. Each person has needs that should be met. When the needs are not met, they become unfinished business. And eventually, those unfinished businesses contribute in the development of maladaptive behaviors. So the primary idea associated with Gestalt is that the whole is different or greater than the sum of its parts. So the answer here is option B. Gestalt theory or Gestalt therapy. Did you get it? Your psychoanalytic, Adlerian, existential, they are all discussed in psychoanalytic, Adlerian. Yeah, in the philosophy and psychological foundations of values education. Number 95. Which of the following occupation could be appropriate for conventional people? High school teacher, office secretary, researcher, sculptor. The answer here is conventional people are conservative, well-controlled. They prefer structured tasks and they favor conformity. Usually, they like to work with data and they have numerical ability and attention to details. It's quite difficult to be conventional if you are a teacher, field researcher, or a sculptor. The answer here is option B. Number 96. A student asks for your advice on the most suitable course for him to take in college. Which of the following factors should be considered primarily? A. Financial capability, abilities and interests, employability of occupations, parental support. What's your answer, teacher? The first consideration should be the student's abilities and interests. Then, after that, other considerations follow. So the answer here is option B. 96, option B. Next number, 97. Which of the following is not an example of a genetic factor in career choice? Body type, height, attitude, skin color. And the answer here is Genetic factors, it has to do with heredity. So the passing of genetic information and traits like hair color, eyes, nose, even the diseases like diabetes or whatever. So given by nature, so heredity. So the answer here is option C. Attitude is a nurture, not a nature. Okay? 97 is option C. 98. His theory states that work satisfactions and life satisfactions depend on the extent to which the individual finds adequate outlets for abilities, needs, values, interests, personality traits, and self-concepts. Ginsberg, Holland, Super, Krumboltz. What's the answer, teacher? The answer here is option C. I mentioned this in item number 88, his life, career, rainbow theory. Life, career, rainbow theory. We also mentioned Ginsberg and Holland in there. So Krumboltz, not yet. No. He developed social learning theory of career development, SLTCD. Social learning theory of career development. In this theory, he said that people make their career decisions through an indefinite number of learning opportunities in their social environment, which influence their views and ideals. So for example, ang tanay ay teacher, ang tatay ay teacher, ang mga kapatid ay teacher. So si Bunso, malaki yung chance na piliin na din dyan mag-teacher. Kasi yun yung kanyang nasa paligid. So, social learning theory of career development. O kunyari, yung family ay mga seaman. So yung anak ay gusto na rin, yung bunso halimbawa, gusto na rin mag-seaman. So, halimbawa, entrep or businessman sa pamilya. So, malamang yung anak baka gusto na rin maging business woman or businessman. So, ganun. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng social learning theory of career development ni Krumboltz. Pero dito, part ito ng theory ni Super na life, career, rainbow theory. Okay. May boses pa ba? Inom tayo ng tubig. Number 99. Which of the following is the basis of Maria's pronouncement? I believe in Jesus Christ's resurrection because the Bible says so. Oh, me too. Alright. Letter A, sense of experience, intuition, emotion, authority. What's your answer, teacher? So the answer here is, it's based on authority. For Christians, the Bible is the authority, especially for non-Catholics who profess sola scriptura, Bible alone. So it's an authority, it's the authority. So Bible alone, sola scriptura. So sola fide, faith alone. Sola gratia, grace alone. But for Catholics, the sources of faith and authority are threefold: scripture, tradition, and magisterium. Scripture, tradition, and magisterium. Magisterium means the teaching authority of the church. Okay? So 99 is option D. 100. Last number in this part. Woo, malapit na mag-break. Which of the following statements is true about non-verbal communication? It exists whether a person is unaware or aware of it. It is more meaningful than verbal communication. It is accurate and precise. It transmits thoughts and feelings. So, alin dito ang totoo? Alin? What's your answer, teacher? So, the answer here is option A. The non-verbal communication is the transmission of messages or signals through non-verbal platforms like gestures, eye contact, facial expressions, posture, and body language. It includes the use of distance, physical appearance, touch, social cues, and kinesics. What is kinesics? Kinesics is the study of the way in which certain body movements and gestures serve as a form of non-verbal communication. Kinesics. Okie dokie. The answer, number 100, is option A. And that brings us to the end of part 4 of set 1. So, ilan ang nakuha mong score dito, teacher, sa sa part 4? So, please comment your answer below. And I would love to see that. Okay, see you in the next video.